Hi, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. This is your what's coming in for me in January 2019 pick a card reading. On the table there are 3 piles of cards numbered 1, 2 and 3. See which one you feel intuitively drawn towards. Try if you can to switch off your rational brain, okay? I'm going to take a deep breath, so take a deep breath with me. Wow, that feels good. And then just settle on 1, 2 or 3. In the description box, I will put a timestamp for each one and you can scooch straight to that and see what's coming in for you in your love life, in your work life, luck and destiny for January 2019. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. Hi, so you chose pile number 1. Okay, let's have a look. I haven't actually seen them yet, so, oh my god, okay. Ooh. Right. Wow, okay. There is a big theme in this number 1s for letting someone go. I've got over here, this is Chuck Spezzano, I think it's the Enlightenment cards, the relationship card of holding on. Someone is hugging a photograph of somebody and there's a telephone, albeit like a bit of a kind of 1983 telephone, but you know, think of it as your smartphone. You know when you're sat there and you're hating your phone, okay? You're looking at your phone and you know what the text noise should be and it's not making that noise and you're sitting there and you're completely like, come on, come on, come on, text me, text me, text me, anything, call me. That whole feeling of really wanting and holding on to somebody, okay? So you can see here, I mean, it kind of, for me, the first thought I get there is being in a box. Being boxed in by those feelings of kind of grabbiness and neediness and how we all get when we're either somebody has gone and we want them to come back, or we want somebody to put out more than they are, make more effort than they are, be more than they are, love us more than they do, you know, that kind of feeling. Now, we've got a couple of eclipses coming in January 2019. On the 5th/6th of January, we've got a solar eclipse in Capricorn, which is a very dewy kind of eclipse. It's a, this is my dewy mind. It's a Capricorn, a building, a Saturn, a sensible, a come on, let's get down to it type feeling. So if you're needing a distraction, which to me it really looks like you do, if this is driving you around the twist, whether it's thinking about someone who's gone like an ex, or whether it's a kind of on-off relationship or a crush or something like this, or wishing that your current partner would step up more, it's time for you to find, and I'm not even going to call it a distraction, okay? I'm going to call it a purpose. Because Capricorn and Saturn is all about building in life, building your purpose, making things manifest, making things happen on a chunky, pentacle, Capricorn, earthy, eclipsy, let's go type of a note, okay? So whether this is as simple as learning a new skill, joining an evening class or a day class or study class, or literally building something like doing jewelry making, doing art, or, you know, digging a garden, it doesn't matter what it is. You've got to get away from this aspect of holding on and waiting for someone to step up or waiting for someone to come back, and actually get into your whole purpose on the planet, your whole reason for being here, even if it's just in January, even if it's just a small thing like a course that you do online for 2 days or a week. Do it during that first week when you've got that Capricorn eclipse, okay? Once you take the focus off this holding on, this energy grab. It's actually taking away all of your decent warmth, all of your juju, all of your kundalini, all of your energy. You know, your luck is going out to this person who's not with you, and it should be coming into you, okay? What you will find, we also have another eclipse. It's a full moon lunar eclipse in Leo on the 21st of January. You will find that at that point something, I want to say bursts. You know, it builds up from that new moon and like this. What you will also probably find is that we had a full moon in Cancer. It was about the 22nd, 23rd of December. You will probably find that whatever came up for you emotionally about a relationship, and it can be a family member, it can be a friend, it can be someone from work, and for some of you it's definitely a love relationship, a romantic relationship. Maybe they were going away for the holidays, maybe they said something to you, maybe you broke up before Christmas, or you had an emotional conversation. That full moon in Cancer for me is linked to the full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse in Leo on the 21st of January. It feels like there's going to be an emotional burgeoning, which will then pop. And I always think of this as like having a water balloon on a tap. You know, when you're a kid and you put a balloon on a tap, and then you turn on the tap and it goes, and then your mum goes nuts because it's gone all over the kitchen. It's that kind of thing. So expect something to bust, okay, on about the 21st of January. A few days either way, but around that time, okay? Now, one of two things will happen. Firstly, you will find there is a switch up in the power balance of this relationship and the energy exchange. Over here, I've got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This card comes when you are being either taken advantage of, or you're just giving yourself too freely. You're giving too much, someone else is receiving too much. This can also be in terms of your employment. So like we said, around the beginning of January, that's the time to really get your purpose on the planet going, to really feel like, what am I worth? What are my skills? Do I want to stay here? Do I want to learn something new? Can I add to my skills by study? That kind of thing, okay? But also in love relationship, it's time to stop giving so much. It's time to stop being so generous. If you're giving your time, if you're giving your empathy, or if they're not with you, you're giving all your energy and thought to that person, and it's all focusing in on them, okay? That's energy that should be coming to you. Four of Cups in reverse is the need to let emotions go. Whatever this holding on is, whatever these emotions are, feel them, you know, get in the car, shut all the doors, you know, go somewhere private, scream your head off, do whatever you need to do to get them out of yourself. It's almost like an exorcism. It's like, whatever, you know, punch bags, punching pillows, just don't go punching people. Scream, shout, cry, laugh, dance, whatever you need to do, but let it out. That's the only way that it's going to stop being stuck, okay? And then something rather amazing happens. One of two things happens. The sun comes out for a start. Major arcana. Yum. The sun. Radiance, luck, seeing things clearly. When you're holding on to something or somebody, it muddles your clarity. You can't see things clearly. They're always in the lens. They're always in the way. And then also letting go. So look, we started off with holding on. And that's a very different vibe to letting go. This woman lets this guy go off in the boat. And I never know whether those are dolphins or sharks. I'll leave that up to you. Okay? But look here. Someone else is waiting in the harbour. Yes, someone else is waiting in the harbour. Now, the other two love cards I get for this, amazingly, are the healing card of giving. Either the person who you've been giving too much to will step up and give to you, which is lovely, or someone else will. Someone's waiting in the harbour. It's either them or it's someone new. So actually your options open up. The sun shines on in, things go woo like that. The sun is a masculine, yang kind of energy. It brings a little bit of the sass back to you. It brings the idea that there are other people out there. There are other opportunities out there. There are other jobs out there. There is more money out there. You are worth more. It raises your game towards the end of January, okay? And I love it. And then this card is sensuality. Giddy up. Okay. That's a gorgeous thing. And then over here, your oracle card. Come to the edge. And do you know what? It may feel like that. Letting go of this person may feel like really coming to the edge, but coming to the edge is what wins you the prize. And the prize is getting your own life back in January 2019 by using those two eclipses as well to your advantage. Healing with the Angels oracle card, you get signs. So you may be operating from your intuition. I would say that in January, you'll be operating on two levels. Deep intuition and checking in with your own feelings about how you feel, what makes you feel good, avoiding what makes you feel bad and moving towards what makes you feel good. But also on a rational level in terms of money and work, career and finance, leveraging your worth and not being afraid to advertise the fact to anybody who needs to hear it that you now know what you're worth and it's a lot more than it was before, okay? I like your reading number one. If you want a private reading, have a look in the description box, see what's available at the moment, and do check out as well your monthly readings, and I do daily readings. Subscribe to the channel and do hit the little notification bell. See you soon. Namaste. Hi, number two. Okay, let's have a look for you. Ooh, wow. Okay. I haven't looked at these yet, number two. Ooh. Okay. Your Chakspetsana Enlightenment card number two is the unconscious valuelessness. Can you see there's this person sweeping up in the middle of what has to be really parental figures, okay? So this probably does go back to issues which probably came up in December, and we've just getting through the holiday season, which is the time of joyous family. This is about redressing patterns for you in January, which may have come up very early in your childhood, especially the valuelessness of trying to fix things for people, trying to fix things for your friendship groups, trying to smooth things over with your family when it's actually their beef and not your beef, trying to smooth things over with employers who try and ride roughshod over you, and also in relationships, finding a way to comfortably claim your power. And by power, I suppose I mean value as well. You get the opportunity, and I feel like this is probably the Leo eclipse on the 21st of January. You get the opportunity to jettison your baggage. 10 of Wands, this is a situation coming to an end, which has been, it feels like, you know when you're playing Jenga, it's like emotional Jenga. And you know when you're just like, it's building up and it's building up and it's building up. And then you can just see it kind of wobbling like this. And you know it's going to bust. You know it's going to blow. This is when you're holding other people's SH1T really. and you're kind of wobbling and your shoulders are going like this and you're thinking, I could just keep going, especially to do with work. I can just keep this going. I can keep doing all that person's projects. I can keep being completely dumped on by my supervisor. I can keep doing more than my fair share. If I can just get to the holidays, if I can just, and then boom. I like the Ten of Wands in reverse because it shows that you're getting some balls, you're getting some diva, you know, you're getting some warmth back. And you just, sometimes it's like the point of, not desperation, but it's the point where you just can't do it anymore. And you literally drop the lot. And people around you have to recognise that you can't be the kind of legacy bearer for them all the time, whether it's family, whether it's relationships, you know, whether it's your friendship group, if you're always the one doing all the organising, you know, at work, if you're always doing all the work, if you're doing all the careful stuff. Mark Twain said, people take you at your own recommendation. In other words, you are the one that dictates the bar. This is about how you set your bar in January, where you set your bar in January. So in terms of work, this could be looking for a new job. You know, there are some workplaces or some work situations that literally are toxic. And you often find there's a lot of people have time off sick. There's a lot of comings and goings, that the actual building itself is not that great. The atmosphere is bad. And quite honestly, when you're there, you feel bad. So start looking. It's January. There is an eclipse in Capricorn on the 5th/6th, depending on where you are, and there are eclipses in Cancer and Capricorn all year in 2019 that you can use to move your value when it comes to work all year round, so that you will find yourself in a very different place this time next year. It's about raising your value. It's about raising your standards. It's about raising your standards for work. It's about raising your standards in your relationships with friends, with family, with lovers, with husbands, with wives, with whoever it is, okay? There is a certain kind of ricochet effect about your love life going on. We've got fantasy. Some of you may be involved in a relationship that's online, and this may only resonate with a couple of people, but it's really important. You may be involved in a relationship that's either online and you haven't met, and the person is seemingly not able to meet for some reason. It's been going on for ages and you're not meeting up. Or you're in a relationship where they text you now and again, but they're not making dates. They're not booking you priority. They're not giving you 1 or 2 days notice or whatever it is, okay? This, for you, once you raise your bar in terms of your value, this will identify that for you as a fantasy relationship. You will just think, there's nothing here for me. I'm going to look elsewhere, okay? So those of you that are dating or talking to someone online or talking to someone who never shows up for you, literally you're not seeing the whites of their eyes in person. Fantasy relationship. A few of you, if you're in a relationship that is not really working out for you, you're going to have eyes elsewhere. Yeah. We're bringing sexy back to January. So, you get the card of neediness. Some of you have somebody who, you know, when it comes to that Ten of Wands, they're part of what you might need to jettison, or you may just be feeling, you know, that they're just too on top of you. They're too close to you. They're too needy. They're not your ideal person. So you may have a choice to make. And again, that will probably come up around the 21st with the full moon lunar eclipse in Leo. Neediness and fantasy is part of your January, and needing to sort this out is gonna, and drop the burden of it, whether you feel guilty because you're not into that person and they're into you, or whether you're feeling the burden of a person who never shows up for you and you're feeling needy, okay? You're going to want to move on from both of those scenarios. To help you with that, you get the Six of Swords. This is moving away from troubled waters to calmer waters. It's a great card. Now, sometimes the Six of Swords as well is someone new coming in. Here is a man ferrying a woman and a child across the water and helping them to escape. For some of you, you might meet someone who's very sexy, to be quite honest, in January, who may just be a fling, but they may just be what you need to move yourself on in all areas of your life. Sometimes, you know, a bit of a fling can just be, and of course this is all your own decision, it's all your own moral standards and all the rest of it, but a fling, some fun with somebody, however far it goes, just makes you feel good again. It just makes you feel attractive, it makes you feel wanted, it helps you to raise your level. And I know that everybody says that self-love is the thing, and self-love is the thing. Self-love is the building blocks of self-esteem, and you have to learn to love yourself first. But let's face it, we're going to be realistic here. When somebody really hot fancies you, it doesn't half help. It oils the wheels, okay? And it's going to in January. If you want to meet somebody, and I'm not saying necessarily long term, but I'm saying attractive, sexy fling, okay? If you want to meet someone in January, you get the music card. Go to musical events. Doesn't matter what it is. Chamber music. Does anyone go to discos anymore? I don't know. Disco music. A wedding. Any kind of convention, club, evening class, even, you know, if you play an instrument, great. Or you can meet someone who's just attached to you in some way to do with music. So music is lucky for you. It's therapeutic for you as well. And then you get wild abandon. Nice. Okay. Some sexy in your life. And the Page of Wands. Someone could come in who's younger than you. Young, sexy, but the Page of Wands, what you have to understand about the Page of Wands is often they rush into your life quite quickly. They're quite hot, they're quite passionate. It can represent male or female, of course, but just hot, passionate, but often short-lived. But like I said, that could be just what you need to get you in the boat. You get your sexy back in January and it cuts right across your life. It helps you raise the bar in terms of work, destiny, luck, and finance, okay? And the oracle card you get is Go the Distance. Especially when it comes to work and finance, you will find that over the course of 2019, January kind of lights the touch paper, but the consequences and what you build on, the Capricorn eclipses throughout the year, right up through to December, give you foundations. They give you money. They give you reward. They give you tangible results that you can see, touch, taste, feel, and hear, okay? And put in the bank. Okay, number 2. If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box below. If you want to donate to the channel, you can do that in the description box. Thank you to those that have donated to the channel so far. Please do share this video on social media and hit the subscribe button. I do monthly readings, I do daily readings, and I do readings like Pick a Card. I've got a whole load of Pick a Card if you want to go and check them out. Thank you, number 2, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. Hey, lovely number 3. Okay, let's have a look for you. Wow. Okay. Kind of feels like 2 stories. Some of you are in a relationship situation which plays out some kind of ancestral story. This is really quite strange, but also interesting. Chuck's Pets Honor Enlightenment cards, you get Other Lives, the Unconsciousness card. If you look at this, there is somebody on their knees appealing to somebody who is generally turning away from them. And in relationship, there's two things that we do. We either turn towards somebody, we make relationship, we fix relationship, we make love, we whatever, we mesh with somebody, or we turn away from somebody. We become defensive, detached, desensitized. Some of you have been involved with somebody in the course of 2018. It feels difficult. It feels like a toxic relationship which is karmic and also very sexually based. Two cards over here. I get the villain card. The villain card is when someone is just bad for you, okay? And I know that sometimes when someone is bad for you, you know, I'd almost be expecting to see the devil card. There is that compulsive sexual attraction towards someone that just, you know, you keep getting drawn back to them. It's almost masochistic. We all have that side to ourselves. But this person, we get the infidelity card. They may not have committed to you. They may not. You may have suspicions about them. They may literally have just cheated on you. You could be dealing, some of you, with an air sign. I've got the Lovers in reverse, the Gemini card. Lovers in reverse. Lovers in reverse, lovers used to be called the choice. And it's often a man choosing between two women, and it's one woman is kind of young and beautiful and the other one is older and a better bet, you know, a better wife figure, more money, more stable, more suitable. And it's whether you make a shallow choice or whether you make a deep choice. And it feels like you are living out some kind of compulsion to go back to this person, and they have the same compulsion towards you. It feels like January is going to bring this up to be healed in some way. We have a full moon, supermoon, lunar eclipse in Leo on the 21st of January, around that time, 2019. That will go back to, we had another full moon lunar eclipse in Leo at the end of January 2018. And we had one in Aquarius about the 26th of July. If you think January, July and August 2018, what was going on for you then with this person? What is the story with this person? You are looking through each other to heal infidelity and toxic behavior. For some of you, this is about, because this is, I've got the Four of Wands as well. The Four of Wands, the 1111 card. This is it's a karmic theme coming up. If you look at the unconscious card, this is the card of turning away. The notion of being with someone who's emotionally unavailable to you makes you emotionally unavailable too. You are both turning away from each other when you are together. January is a fantastic month for you to learn about yourself and to learn about the concept of karmic relationship and to learn about toxicity in relationships so that you can find out whether this relationship can be healed or in what way this lesson can be completed for you. That Four of Wands is an opportunity, it's a portal, it's a knowledge. You know, when this happens with somebody, love brings up anything unlike itself to be healed, A Course in Miracles. These things run deep, and when you get the card of Other Lives, these are ancestrally, it could have been all the men in your family or all the women in your family. or there is a story, a narrative that you have picked up and lived through yourself. It could be in a karmic relationship. You and this person have been through different incarnations and this is the one you're at presently. But January is a powerful mover month for you. There's 2 eclipses in January that feel like they go deeper than what happened in 2018. They go deeper beyond the actual events. And some of you, these are the events. You know, these are painful events. This is the equivalent of finding things on Facebook that they're talking to other people, finding stuff on someone's phone. But also with the villain card, it's important not to villainize someone else, because if we're in a relationship, however toxic, we are being toxic by being there. And if we're being toxic, there's something to tell, there's something to learn, there's something to resolve, there's a lesson in it for us and for the other person. And that is the shadow to shadow dynamic. This is hard. I'm not going to mess about, number 3. This is deep and you're good for it. You're good to learn. You're ready to go. You get the study card. Now, whether you go online or whether you just buy some books or whether you meditate on this, there is a lesson for you in this. There is a way to complete this particular soul cycle. So you don't have to keep perpetrating this. You don't keep having to turn away from someone who turns away from you. You get the luck card of come hither. You're very attractive in January, okay? You may be attractive to toxic people. Certainly, for most of you, this is someone you already know. For others of you, you may be attracting another toxic person into your life, okay? However, you also get the 10 of Pentacles. I like this card for you. This is a message from Spirit, okay? And I don't know, this is particularly resonating with a few people. A proper relationship, and I'm talking sharing a dorky with somebody, snuggling on the sofa, watching Netflix, being just normal and boring together, and feeling unconditionally loved is on the cards for you. It's available to you, okay? Don't think that you need to settle for this. And maybe this won't have the adrenaline high, and it won't have the I feel like I've known you before and all of that strange, sexy, cosmic pull about it. But it will definitely be, you know, someone made the bed for you and they washed the bed sheets because they knew you really liked it, and then they cooked you some dinner, and then they got you your favourite film, and they know just what you like. You know, it's that kind of relationship. Some of you have been thinking in 2018 that this is never going to happen for you. A message from Spirit, yes, it can. Okay? Your part is to take ownership for this in order to change this. It feels like, you know, in Back to the Future, and this is going to be the murkiest description of time travel ever. And I'm not talking particularly time travel, but it sort of is when it's a soul contract thing. You know, when he has to save things so that his family don't disappear out of the photograph. This is almost about you completing a soul lesson so that these people can disappear. And you can breathe free. And you can step into healthy, satisfying, pentacle style relationships that are real and fully fleshed out and fully rounded, rather than down the darker, shadowier, more sexual, toxic side. January is your portal to be free of this. And that's why you chose number 3. Wow. Your oracle card is higher power. This higher power resides in you. You can call upon it. You can call it whatever you like, but it's actually you. It's the higher power part of yourself. When you choose to live in your higher power, you can complete these lessons and you don't have to live in them anymore, okay? So January is the month that hands you the key. Wow, that is a really strong reading, number 3, okay? If you want a private reading, you can book in the description box. And do subscribe to the channel as well. You can get my monthly readings and my daily readings and my random pick a card readings, or check out the other pick a card readings on my pick a card playlist. Do comment on the video and do share, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.